Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa's like investigator. Okay, so guys, well, there's a lot going on since we last spoke. And yesterday's big stories broke, but as you saw, I did a video. Sorry, I just have a little thing here. The lip. I discussed Kamala yesterday, so I didn't cover it. And basically, it was the breaking news about Hegseth and the scandal. Maybe too much powder, huh? And the scandal of that he also has another signal where he shared Yemen information with his wife, his brother, his lawyer, all these people, okay, that obviously don't need to see that information. So it broke, and also over the weekend there was a lot of his staffers they were fired. And I had talked about it a few days before, but that's just part one. Then there's the death of Pope Francis. And so it was interesting. I don't know if I saw it in a comment or someone sent me some email. I don't remember exactly the source of this, but someone's like, Rosie, the Pope died immediately after somebody visited him. I was like, really? Is that a conspiracy theory? So as I'm gathering, so because I had seen the last time I had looked at the news about the Pope was when JD Vance had been apparently on Saturday or Sunday or whenever I no, it was Saturday, I think it was. I saw that he had been refused a visit with the Pope, and they went to the Vatican instead on I guess early Sunday, right? And of course, Europe is 6 hours ahead, but this was around the time when I did the video. So then this morning, so then people sent me this stuff. So then today, as I'm getting ready to do the video, I see that in fact, JD Vance saw the Pope. There's a picture of him with the Pope, and then the Pope dies. So of course, he was very ill, to be fair. But but I want to see. Okay, we'll have to look into it. And it's interesting because I found like very articles from very legitimate news sources saying, "Did JD Vance really kill the Pope?" It was funny to see it from the New Republic. So so let's investigate. They said, okay, I thought it was funny. So that's that. And then, by the way, I put out I did makeup earlier today, and I'm trying to do 10,000 steps every day, and starts new day. So I did I'm almost I have I think 1,000 steps left to do, so that would be okay. I'll do it later on today. But anyway, so the makeup stayed, so I'm happy. I just had to put some powder like I just did because it was oily, right? Anyway, so what else are we talking about? So we're gonna talk about that, and then and the usual stuff from Trump's BS. And then did you see, guys, that the news that Trump is gonna garnish the wages? That's what I saw. I have to look into it. Garnish the wages of people who owe student loans and are like in default or something. So I want to look into that too, because it may affect me. I don't know. So, but I'm calm about it, but it's kind of interesting. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. So, all right, let's see here. Where do we start? Let's do protection. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out, a greater circle, a greater circle. I step into it, I step into it. I feel protected, I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and not the good is what is. Okay. So by the way, thank you for the feedback on the videos and on the video about the makeup. I know some people, like a lot of people have I've done that because people ask all the time, like, oh, tell me about your makeup tricks and so forth. So I added to the last half of the video, so you didn't have to watch it if you didn't want to. But I'm thinking maybe I might just create a secondary channel just to put the makeup tips separate. I'm thinking about it, so just to let you know. Also, I'm going to post something in a little bit. That is a neighbor, actually not a neighbor, let's say a family friend. Okay. Someone's child, she has a teenage son. She's a really wonderful person. She and her husband are great people. And he's in a competition, like a science competition. And it's a hosted by I think some sort of Swiss company. So uh I'm gonna share the link on the comments on the posts. So if you want to vote for his project, he I think he's a student, I believe at Stuyvesant. It's a very prestigious public school here in New York. So he could win a prize, scientific prize. He invented a paper. Let's see here. Um, okay, so that's right. Okay, the Earth Prize. They designed a sustainable packing material based on a Japanese paper folding technique. There's an vote to select the worldwide winner. So it'd be helpful, right? So they're on the top seven, so the voting ends tomorrow at noon. So if you could vote today, okay. Um, so okay, all right. So I'll include the instructions on the like on the comments, and then I'll create a post about this. But so let's get started, okay? And I mentioned in the intro that I have a family friend, the son of a family here close to us, that is in a competition, and it's he's part of a team, the only team from North America. Okay, so I'll tell you, I would love if you could vote. Okay, so this is the website here. I'm going to post a link so you can vote for them. And so here's the regional winners. So there's only one from North America. It's them. So here is Big Comp. So Stuyvesant, he's a student at Stuyvesant. It's a very prestigious public school in New York City. Oh my God, I'm so almost crying. It's so cute. Oh my God. It's so sweet. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I don't have kids, but I care. So his mom, his dad, they're wonderful people. They really are. And he is also a very sweet young man. He is very polite. He's very smart. Look at him. Oh my God. So look at them doing wonderful things. Okay. So please share. Here is keyboard. They invented this. Oh my God. So cute. I'm crying. So Kiri board is an origami inspired and eco-friendly alternative to styrofoam packaging. Inspired by kirigami, the Japanese art of geometric paper cutting, Kiri board is a game-changing eco-friendly packaging solution that uses geometric folding to transform a portable sheet of cardboard into a shock-absorbing structure, eliminating the need for plastic-based fillers like styrofoam. So I don't need to read the whole thing, so just go and vote for them. Okay, so here we go, vote. And then you go scroll down the winning team. There's only one for North America. It's them, Big Comp Group. And I've already voted with my 2 emails. And so you just email, okay, here, enter your email to confirm the vote. Okay, so the competition closes tomorrow at 12. So it'll be fantastic if you guys could vote for them. Okay, so thank you guys. I don't think I've ever asked for something like that, but they're sweet kids and they're doing wonderful things here in New York City and for the world from New York City. So I'm very proud of them. It's very sweet. Okay, all right. So thanks for listening. Let's go to today's next subject. So guys, okay, so I took a little break to just edit the part about the voting for Stuyvesant High. So now let's move to this different subjects of today. So the first thing is the Pope has passed away, and we saw that he just here where okay, just 1 second. I want to make sure that I have it. I'm just going to show you the news because, like I said before, some people speculating this JD Vance have something to do with this. Okay, so there's like so here's the investigation. Now I'd like to ask for this the protection. I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. That I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. So it's surprising to see, right? There he is talking to the Pope. And as the press had reported, they stood, because now he's passed away, on very different sides of the migrant crisis, right? And famously, Pope Francis was very pro immigration, like, right, he supported the refugees, right? That was a huge thing for him. And so okay, so let's look into this. I wonder, I'm just okay, so just President met with just hours before the progressive coincidence, yes, but good luck telling that to the internet. So, okay, I don't, guys, I really don't think that. Let's actually I can ask, okay, so we did the protection already. So what happened? Tell me. So, okay, so what I see is the moment of, not exactly the moment of the passing, but it's, I just have to explain. So, I uh I had seen earlier, like, okay, no, how do I explain? Okay, let me just say the whole thing. So, he was very ill. Like, he's been ill for quite a while. He had a very serious pneumonia. I think he was 88, something like that. And he knew he was going to pass away. And I saw that, and I have seen this before when it comes to people that are very close to passing. They're surrounded by energy, and he was at the time that when JD Vance visited him, and it was almost like he was in between. He was there physically, but he was getting ready to be transported, let's say. And I have said this before, that when there's such thing as, there's people, right, that you can access or reach out to, but there's others. Some energies are, when they have ascended very highly, you don't see bodies. There's just this energy. And he's a very big figure. He's a very kind man. And I'm not saying that, not excusing all the bad things that the Catholic Church has done, but I think he's a really a great man. He was a great man, and he was ascending. And then when I look and I ask, I see that he was, it's almost like he was there, like Saint George with a sword, killing the dragon. But when he ascends, he only sees the refugees. He's sending energy to them. JD Vance doesn't, it's a non-entity. And sometimes, that whenever I've asked about Trump to people on the other side, they're like, they don't, it's interesting. They don't take him as serious. I don't know, explain it. They just think, doesn't make sense. They see it from their perspective, and from their perspective, Trump is just a lesser entity, really. It's not about the power that he has on earth, but it's about the content of his soul, basically, right? And his deeds and his soul. And that's what I see, that he sees this like bright light. And I don't think that, I feel like he knew that he was, I mean, like I said, he knew that he was leaving, and he was sort of gone by the time he saw JD Vance, but he knows, I felt his very strong power emanating from him and sending to JD Vance, and JD Vance being weakened by being so with the Pope, because he does not have good intentions. He's using it, everything for photo, as a photo op. And so it's really, he knows it, and he knew it then. I don't think that he was very articulate then, the Pope, at that moment, because he's getting ready to leave, but uh, so what is? And I'm trying to get somebody here to talk to me, but they're all kind of just energy. So, spirits, what do you have to say about the light will win? It's not, say no words, it's not going to be like World War II. No, the light is making they're collapsing. That's what I'm understanding. But it's saying again that they don't even consider they Trump to be. It's so interesting. It really is very fascinating because they don't really. They just see everything from the perspective of the light, and the light they see it. They pay attention to prayer when we pray for people, when we send them energy, in their strength, in their sense of it's interesting. Wow, of being vulnerable, and people that are vulnerable ask for help, ask for spirit's presence and help because they don't have the ability to think that the world revolves around them because it doesn't, because they are often in dire straits, and those people are heard, is what I understand here. And increasingly, just I just see that there is a lot of power here, but has nothing. They're not even. They're completely ignoring. So is he? He's Rosie. There's nothing. It's all fake. That's what I understand. It's all fake. We just focus on the real. And ask yourselves when you pray, when you open your eyes, when you see what is real, and focus on the things that are real, things that are spoken of the news, things that are the propaganda that is not real, that is not something that lasts, that is not meaningful. So does it make sense? It's yes, he's controlling the conversation, but he's not controlling spirit. He's not controlling the truth. So focus on the truth, health, wealth for all, right? In the sense that people have homes, they don't have to be homeless, they're protected, they're safe. And if you want justice, right, meaning Kamala taking her rightful place, see it as a fait accompli, because it comes from saying you have to ignore. This is a moment when the evil is so widespread in that sense. You have to completely ignore anything that comes from them. Just focus on sending the energy for the truth, that the truth is the only, that it remains the only reality we experience. So it's like they're saying that he's a non-entity, basically, to not worry. Okay, so interesting. So that was the message. Okay, all right. So let me pause. So here we are with this ridiculous situation. This man is still around. And we saw, of course, you guys saw over the weekend that there's another Signal app scandal where he's sharing war plans with family members, his personal attorneys, all kinds of random people that should not have access to this. But of course, Trump and Carolyn Levitt are supporting him. Here it is. President Trump uh, stands strongly behind Pete Hegseth. Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt said Monday morning, defending the scandal-plagued Defense Secretary against escalating criticism from Democrats and former senior officials. And the comments come. Let's see. It's okay. The day after the New York Times reported that Hegseth shared sensitive information about military operations in Yemen in a private chat on the Signal app that included his wife, brother, and personal lawyer. The second reported instance of the secretary sharing operational plans in an unclassified chat. The revelations have reignited the so-called Signal Gates scandal and deepened scrutiny over Hegseth's judgment and leadership. So, I mean, imagine if I mean, I can't even, somebody related to Biden, Obama, Clinton did even 1/10 of this. No, right? So, okay, so, all kinds of, so over the weekend, he fired his assistant or associates, I don't quite understand. And these are not, I mean, these were not like Biden people at all, okay? So, So this is where we are now. I think it's obvious, right? Why would the fact that this guy is just, he's a total joke. But I feel like that's what Trump wants, right? He wants the US to be a joke. So, okay, so a few questions here. What's going to happen to Hegseth? Now there's reports saying that they're looking to find somebody else. And this is a guy who has these like Nazi or white supremacist tattoos, like for real. He was a Fox News anchor. He's not qualified under any, I mean, no. And he's sharing all of this. And the wife is a Fox News producer, and it doesn't matter because the point is this is a very, very dangerous. Like you can't share this information with random people. So what happened here? So first of all, where does the leak come from? You say it comes from people in the building, Rosie. They are in charge. They are telling Trump's Russian asset folks who is in charge, okay? And it's not Trump, and it's not them. And they know it. They're just telling the world the ridiculousness of this guy, okay? And so okay, so interesting. So he fired those people because he thought he's convinced somebody's leaking, right? And like all these Trump nominees that are, I mean, they're so unqualified, let's be honest, right? They are haunted by the spectrum of not being legitimate, right? And so right, so that's really that's what it is. He's afraid because he's been doing very crazy things and he's done very bad things. So I think he's spiraling. He is. I'm not saying that maybe there's a lot of functioning alcoholics in the world, but I think he's not one of them. He's drinking. He's out of control. By the way, I just found out he has 7 kids. I think there's like it's like a mixed family or something, but 4 biological, but essentially he has 7 kids basically. And he drinks and has all these. I don't know how they handle all of this, but this is the guy that we're dealing with. And he had like has multiple women, children with like kind of like. All right, so what's up with here? Yeah, he's like, no, no, man. He wants to be because he is in fact. So he is very incompetent. Now I have a question about him. I've thought that he is doing this because he needs to share information with foreign countries and such. Is that the reason why he's doing these things? I think it's more than just incompetence, to be honest with you. It's some sort of like plan. Yeah, I think there's because I see the face of these Russians. I know I'm being told you they're Russians because they have dirt on him and he's supposed to update them on everything that's happening. And they have access because guys, he could have access to they could have access to the wife's phone, the brother's phone, whoever. Okay. And this is like once they have access to the phone, they can get all the information. You don't have to include them directly. But it's saying but one of them could be. He's just completely careless. And that's why he was picked. So then back to the question, why is Trump standing by him? Because he wants somebody who mocks the Pentagon. Trump, I think deep down knows that his biggest danger is the military. They are the ones who can really get him. And he wants to make a mockery. Right? This is only the reason. If you compare the people that were in charge before to this person, it's like yes, he's like a playboy or whatever he is. He's a joke. He's incompetent. And that's what he wants for them. It's like, this is what I want from you. You have no control. I have control. Because he's an idiot. He's inept. He has no expertise. So, and they're pushing back. Okay, so deep state is pushing back. So I still see the face of General Brown. And I was like, oh, hello. Good luck with that. So the Pentagon is very much pushing back, and it's time for them to go. They're like, see you later. It's not gonna work, Donald. We have your number, Donald. So, okay, so what's gonna happen to Hegseth? Wow, I see he's so nervous and really freaking out and drinking, and there's alcohol in his office. It's just a mess. And something in him knows that he shouldn't go back, that he shouldn't get involved in this because it's too much. It's way beyond his pay grade. And so is he gonna, so he's today he has a job 21st. They want him to resign, that's right. And so okay. So I think it's possible that he could leave by the end of this week. It's possible. And I see that is Stephen Miller somehow is in charge of finding the replacement, but he's just completely like he's freaking out. He's not well in his mind. He can't. It's like, and I think there's drugs and there's something. It's really it's a mess. So, but I see that the so-called deep state is happy because of course they are. They keep the order in the building. And and that's I see that Trump is a little like, because he knows he's gonna, I think Putin is already asking for he knows that that's what Putin really wants, to have the US military work for Russia, but I think it's not going as well as Donald intended. Okay. All right. So let me continue here to the next subjects. So this was it's an interesting comment. So somebody left a comment and I checked it. I checked on it and it's so thank God for you guys the comments because you she had this amazing catch. So or maybe she found it some post of a post, but the point is it's true. So here Kelly Super Nurse wrote 4/21/24, check out the Truth Social post that 45 did today concerning the Fed Mr. Powell. In it, he disparaged Mr. Powell, but the eye opener is the last sentence. He lowered interest to help sleepy Joe Biden and later Kamala get elected. Freudian slip, get Kamala elected. So so I was like, wow, that's amazing. So then I looked it up and I found it. So let me share with you and then we'll ask because it's so blatant, really. So one sec. So here is here's the person that the Kelly nurse commenter mentioned this. So I looked it up and here you could see it's April. Oh my God. Yes, that's right. I clicked. I didn't realize there was a click. So April 21st, 2025, 9:41 a.m. Because one of the things that Trump is doing is he wants to get Jeremy Powell fired. And I was listening to a video today where Jeremy Powell very clearly said, someone asked you, are you afraid that Trump's going to fire you or something to that effect? And he said, it's illegal. No, it's not. It's something, he said something to the effect that he doesn't have it's not legal to fire me. It's up to Congress. Congress is the one that makes this decision. He was very calm. And, but it's like, wow, this is the context basically, right? The market open and everything is going down because of this man really. But now we see, so here it is. Okay, so this is the comment. And I have to ask about it. So at the end of it, look, Powell has always been too late. He missed an O, except when he came to the election period when he lowered uh the interest rates, right? Election period when he lowered the interest in order to help sleepy Joe Biden and later Kamala get elected. So how did that work out? So from the commenter's perspective, uh it really, because okay, so it's like so he helped, so he's saying that he helped them get elected. Uh like okay, it's interesting because now that I'm reading this, it's like it's kind of like on the fence, but in some ways it does seem like he's saying that Kamala got elected. So what's going on here? Did he really confess? That's right. See, it's saying here, Rosie, he's stating exactly what you're perceiving. He's stating that he helped them get elected, but then he changed, right? It doesn't matter to him, to Trump. Oh, sorry guys, I'm covering here. I can't quite. Let's see how what I can do to. It's okay because I'm here covering this, but it's okay, right? You can look it up if you can find it. Uh, so it's saying yes, he said that basically she won, but it doesn't matter because he took over anyway, right? So it's saying he's telling the truth because she got elected, but she didn't take the prize, right? So how did that work out? So in order to help them get elected. So, to be honest, I think I think he's in a way, yes, he's sort of confessing, but you can also read it in differently and say, well, he was trying, but help them get a so because if you were saying if he was trying to get help them get elected, but he stated here, no, it's like no, Rosie, he's saying she got elected. And it's saying this is not the first time. Remember when he was talking about Elon Musk understanding computers and such. So, okay, so that is going to come out sooner or later. And in a way, it's saying this what he's doing is threatening democracy. He's saying, well, you got elected. So what? So what? So this and he's saying this is what emboldens him is that Jeremy Powell has a job that has nothing to do with him. But since he was able to take over an election, anyway, he's able to do anything. Now he can get away with anything. Okay. So he's more emboldened, therefore, and he's saying he's even more comfortable not keeping his mouth shut, not keeping secret about it. Okay. So that's interesting. All right. Okay. So let's see. But is he going to say publicly again? I see that Elon Musk, it's interesting. Elon Musk is furious still. And by the way, what's happened to Elon Musk? He seems kind of quiet. Doesn't you think he's been a little quiet? Or is it me? What's going on with Elon Musk? He's glitching, Rosie. He's glitching and he's upset. And he is definitely, and I see that in his mind, he's the thought of like coming out publicly. I don't want to say it. I want to share it because they need to know that I was the one who got the election for him. Should treat me with more respect. I'm the real president because I got the election. He knows it. So okay, so that's okay. This is and I got guys, by the way, I got these like really cool little stamps for my Japanese journal. So that's why it's the ink from the emoji stamps. So I'm like a teenager. So okay. All right. So anyway, so that's that. That's that part. Interesting. All right. So let's go to the next subject. Okay, so this news is sort of like on the down low, sort of. And it's saying here more than 5 million student loan borrowers are in default. Education department says they will be referred to debt collection. And they're saying they're going to garnish wages. So, I'm a little bit concerned here. And so I'd like to know, here it is. Um, okay, so beginning May 5th, the department will begin involuntary collection through the Treasury Department's offset program, which withholds payments from the government, including tax refunds, federal salaries, and other benefits from people with past due debts to the government. After a 30-day notice, the department will also begin garnishing wages for borrowers in default. So, okay, so I'm concerned here about the garnishing wages part. Is this going to happen? So, okay, so is it going to happen? I see that they will try, but there's a lot of legal challenges depending on the state. Uh, I don't know. I don't, it's unclear. I think they plan to do it. They may try, but it may not. I feel like it's so if there's a 30-day, right? So if the is I just feel like it's not going to happen. It's paused. Everything pauses. I see the remember the day of the 3 day of the 3 days of darkness and such. Everything is paused from his administration. Not that far ahead, say not that far ahead. It's a war against America, a war against working people, again, a war against people who don't have a lot of money. So I just don't feel like. So is it going to happen? I see there's a button press, but I don't feel like it does anything. So that's what I got. Okay, so all right. So okay. Oh, the other thing I need to ask is just about Jeremy Powell. What is going to happen to Jeremy Powell here? What's going to happen to him? What's going to happen to Jeremy Powell? Wow, I see that it's like I see that Jeremy Powell is like in a cage and Trump is rattling the cage like, rah. But he stays there, nothing happens. And he threatens like, imagine if you're staying like the lion is right there. It's like the lion, but he's saying it's Trump who's right, that he shows that he's protected. There's these bars protect Jeremy Powell, but it's Trump is acting like the lion attacking him. Rah, rah, rah. But there's nothing. He's going to be very aggressive, but there's not much that he can do. Okay, so interesting, interesting. Okay, all right. So, okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Corinne, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, bye, bye. Have a good night. Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer, and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that you know, your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.